All right. New day. Oops, new attempt. Let's try that again. All right. New day. New attempt. What could go wrong? I did 2 attempts yesterday. They were not of the highest quality, shall we say. In the first one, I died to Godric. Something that I have not done in quite some time. Oops, what happened there? Weird. Yeah, like I said, I died twice yesterday, or I did 2 attempts. In the first one, I died to Godric, where I just decided not to dodge his attack in the way that I've dodged it every single other time. And the second one, for some reason, on Goldfree, I decided to attack on one of his attacks that I knew was not safe to attack unless I was in a very specific position. So that was mildly foolish of me. But today is a new day. And a new attempt. Surely we will not revisit errors of the past today. Surely we will die in new, innovative ways today. I think I've got time for around 2 attempts again. With maybe a little break in the middle. I mean, it depends on how long it takes for me to die on my attempt. I must admit that I'm starting to feel a little bit bored of doing these attempts, but I'm in the headspace right now where I really don't feel like I should be, or like, not like I should be. I don't feel like doing a casual run until I've beat this. What am I doing? Which is maybe a foolish kind of mentality, but it's the one I'm employing. All right, so our run starts now with a nice long arc through Limgrave. From here we go up north and west through that little kind of bridge archway thing, and all the way to the the first Dectus medallion. From this guy we buy 3 pots and the crafting kit, and we grabbed, oh my god, that's smithing stone 1. That was on the anvil. Alrighty then, let's get our ride from this girl.
They serve it you. I can play the turning route to aid you.
Hello, madam.
To the foot. Then
Yes.
summon me.
Let's
I
accept.
bequeath to you. Use it. It will summon Torrent. Treat him with.
First up is to get this weapon up here. And simply headshot this guy with a mighty shot. Oops. To the head. As well as this guy. And then we get this flail. And this is so that we can cheese Blackguard down the road. Oh my god. Sorry, sir. Oh well, I'm just gonna go this way. Oh my god. So stupid. What have I done? As you may suspect, that was not the way that you were supposed to do that. But we go again. And let's do it the correct way this time. That's what we're supposed to do. Okay, cool. So, grab the whetstone from here. And off we go this way. Grab this golden seed. As well as these smithing stone ones up here. And then nip over here to grab this grace. Then back this way. Where we're gonna get our, what's it called? Strength, not tier. Which increases our strength by 10 in our Wondrous Physic, Wondrous Flask. Drop down here. Grab this grace. Go over here. And we're going to be picking up our Golden Vow from up here. Oh boy. That's a hell of a lock on right there. Just an unsheath R2 and unsheath R1. That takes care of this guy. Grab the Ash of War. Jump down to here.
Hello? Can you hear me? Help me. I'm stuck.
Steer well clear of this dude. Grab some more smithing stone ones. Buy a couple more from this guy,
Are you here as a customer?
as well as this pot. Say hello to our turtle that floats in the air. Dog, I should say. Grab these 3. Oops. Like I said, grab those 3. Jump down here. And up here we get our some runes, as well as the cookbook for sleep pots, and then a bunch of other runes.
Is anybody there? Someone who might be interested in rescuing the great Kenneth Height, servant to the True Order and celebrating the union.
Grab this grace. As well as the sacred tear, and finally our wondrous physic. Grab our charge attack tier there, the spiked crack tier. And then we head west-ish towards this structure. Crouch down. And grab those Trina's lilies, as well as this talisman. Just one that we use the entire time, pretty much. Grab a couple more lilies. And head pretty much east, a little bit to the south of east. I want to go past this little outcropping. And from this guy, we're going to buy our last
Yes, I'm hungry.
smithing stone ones. And because it's night, a lot of the enemies here that would get aggro to you don't get aggro to you. Oh well. And then for this section, you can just do this. And it may look like they should be aggro to you. Definitely seems like they should, but they in fact just like don't if you're fast enough. Mighty shot this guy. Mighty shot this guy. Crouch and go behind. Take care of this rat. And as soon as this guy pops up, shoot him. And because it's night, Bloody Slash guy also won't aggro to you. Grab the medallion, head back to the nearest Grace. And yeah, we're done with Limgrave for now. Next up is Caelid, where we're gonna get our Beast Repellent Torch, Radagon's Sourceal. We're gonna pick up, actually, first of all, in this new little pathing that I do, we're gonna be picking up Flame Grant Me Strength, which I do this now because it requires one less teleport later on, as far as I can tell. I may be counting it wrong, but I think this feels slightly more efficient to me than getting this way later. So yeah, head over this direction. Because it's night, these enemies, and most importantly, the Rain of Arrows guy, the archer, won't actually aggro to you if you kind of stick to the right and stay even a little bit far away from them. And for this section, I just crouch and walk into the wall. Don't run. Just walk. And then pick up this, and back up to Rabu Balcony. Very chill. And next up, we're heading for this shack up here. Stay to the left here to avoid aggroing the dogs. Grab this Grace. And then for this section, it's pretty forgiving. Just, you know, you can follow my path right here, and you won't get aggroed, or you won't aggro any dogs.
Well, there's been an eight.
So from this guy, we need to sell all of our assets. And then buy Beast Repellent Torch, back down to Dragon Barrow West. And then we head this direction. Gotta make sure that we have our Beast Repellent Torch active. Or equipped, rather. Up here, we are smacking this little wall a couple times, and that draws the enemies inside to the far wall. Stick to this wooden partition, and then, yeah, you can see those enemies just don't see you. You can just run on through. Grab our second half of the Dectus Medallion. Through this hole. Grab this rune. Run through here. The rats don't mind you. Then crouch, and I just kind of wait for the aggro to go away. And we're done with Limgrave and Caelid's part of the setup. Or, I guess we still have some Limgrave setup left at the end. But for now, we're done with this section. We're off to Liurnia. This away. Ow! What a sick view. Very pretty.
You're surprised, you know.
Talk to this guy.
No, but don't. Oh.
And we're gonna buy our first 3 smithing stone 2s. And then from here we head to the left. Basically we just want to avoid these caster guys as much as possible. And most importantly, we want to avoid the revenant that gets spawned somewhere in these ruins. The little caster guys actually are not an issue, even if you do aggro them. You can see that I'm currently aggro to a few of them right now because their projectile moves more slowly than Torrent does. Alright, and we're aiming for, or I always aim for this island. And then from the island, I go over it a little west of north to get to Blackguard's shack. So we're gonna need that, and to wield it, we're gonna need this. And now for a highly honorable fight with this young man, aim like so. Start walking forward. Hold down L2. Sorry, pal.
Damn it. Why ain't it ever?
And there's our weapon, Iron Ball. And then we also pick up, obviously, Raya's necklace, which is important for progressing Raya's quest and getting Assassin's Gambit. And next up is talking to self-same Raya.
Hello. Please stop, brave Tarnished.
Who somehow interprets a bow being like more than 2 feet away from her.
Thank goodness. Hell, it's rather chilly. My
Oh
mistress
god.
toes a
As
cocktail
aggro.
rescue. That thug
Very
man,
annoying.
if you've- Oh, to bless a thug, Shalice. The sleaze. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Did I forget? I seek.
Give her the
What
necklace.
is that, please?
And back to Boil Prawn Shack. Now we pick up some more Smithing Stone 2s, the Academy Key, as well as Kukris. And then we're pretty much done with picking up stuff in the main area of Liurnia. Stay well clear of both of these lobsters. Grab these smithing stones, and as soon as that lobster turns back around, on the way out, again, stay very clear of these lobsters. They definitely can wake up and get aggroed to you. And yeah, we're good. And head vaguely kind of westish. We're gonna be aiming for another one of those shrines somewhere in this direction. I think it's straight ahead. You can usually spot it because there's giant land squids kind of hanging around it. Some more smithing stones. just picking up every mushroom I see, not for any good reason. It's just one of the ingredients that you need for the pots, and I just kind of do it by reflex. And that just ensures that I'm never short of mushrooms. Over this way, grab this, and then fast travel out. This way. Again, sticking far from all these enemies on the right. Especially these flowers we don't want to fuck with. Hop in here. Hop right back out. And fast travel to the shack. Grab these 3 lilies, and head straight north. Or I guess a little west of north. Head through these seals. And then, as per usual, stick to the left over here. We're just trying to avoid the aggro of all these enemies that are taking up the main passageway. Including that knight up there. It's on the horse. Which is why I dropped down all the way down here. Grab this. And then the treasure chase won't aggro to you if you stick to the left. And this way. And we're officially done with Liurnia. Nothing else to pick up from here. And we're not going to set foot in Liurnia at all for the rest of the run. here we are at Altus. There's Raya, because we gave her the necklace. We're gonna grab this Grace because so we can get to her later, as well as to Gillica. Stick to the right of this giant structure, the ramp up to the outer capital, so that we avoid the ballista and archers in there. And head in here. And run up on through the middle of these two guys. They can't do anything to you. You just run through. Grab this Grace. And head on over. And then head through here. And in this cave we get our bell bearing for Smithing Tones 3 and 4. Make sure we have our Uchi ready. Leap gracefully over here. Lock onto this guy, unsheath our 2. Take the riposte. Make sure that guy isn't aggro to you. Grab this. Through this passageway. And as soon as we can fast travel out, we do. Back to our nearest Grace. And then to avoid the aggro of this gargoyle, I just stick to the right. Some more golden seeds that are totally unnecessary. Grab this rune up here, as well as these mushrooms right here. And we've officially picked up everything in this first split. Yeah, it takes pretty much exactly 40 minutes to do that. And next up is cheesing DTS. Head on down through here. Up this grace. Keep an eye out for these golems to make sure they're not aggroed to you. Yep, all is well. And cool. Yeah, up next is DTS and cheesing him out of this realm. We don't need this. We do need that. So yeah, we make sure that we have the kukris equipped and handy. And that we're two-handing our bow, and then run up here. As soon as this guy turns around, we stop going forward. And when he starts walking towards you, you kind of just want to maintain this distance about. And as soon as he passes that birch tree, keep going forward, get on our horse, and go right about here. I switch to my mouse and keyboard. Aim here, throw vaguely there. And aim pretty precisely for this little vertical seam in that rock. And then aim pretty far up and left of that little outcropping there. And the key here is to get the first unsheath R2 before he turns around. Hopefully this is fine. It is not fine. Alright, let's reset. Alright, let's start a new attempt. That's a pretty underwhelming way to die. Haven't done that in quite a while. But that's okay. We move on. Grab this, and we're off. I'm just gonna take off some of our clothes. Yeah, so for that last attempt, I simply should have reset as soon as I realized that I had not gotten close enough to DTS to do my Unsheath R2, and just missed him. But, you know, you live and you learn. Although that wasn't really a learn. You live and you relearn to not do that kind of mistake. To use our starting rune. I'm out into the wild, wild world. First section of our run takes us on a little gentle arc through all of Limgrave to pick up a bunch of Smithing Stone 1s, some buffs, some sleep pot recipe, and the first half of the Dectus Medallion. Oops. We want that Smithing Stone 1. Want to talk to this guy.
I am Carl.
Purchase 3 pots as well as this crafting kit. And we're off. Grab this grace, grab our ride from this girl.
Have you heard of they serve the Two Fingers? Offering guide but you. I can play the rock, turning rune to aid you. You need own to the foot of the Erd Tree. Then it's settled. Summon
Accept.
me. I bequeath. Use
There's
it.
our
It will
whistle.
torrent. Treat him with.
Put it on. Alright, so first up is... Whoa. I've just never seen that happen. Headshot this guy. Where did that skull come from? Headshot this guy, both with Mighty Shot. Both these guys. Pick up this flail. Up over this way. Pick up this whetstone that's in here. And through here. Just gonna sprint through, spam B here to avoid getting shot and or slammed on by that giant. Got that golden seed. Grab this first, or I guess second, third, and fourth smithing stone 1. Up over through here. We're just picking up this grace for when we come to, so that we can get to Liurnia a little bit faster. Stick to the right here, and the giant won't aggro. Grab our strength knot here. Grab this grace so that we can kill Bernal in peace later. Stick to the right here. And we're gonna get Golden Vow from our friend the knight here. Sheath art 2, unsheath art 2, grab the riposte, and voila. Very chill. Down this way, through here.
Hello? Can you hear me? Help me. I'm stuck.
Give this guy a wide berth. Some more smithing stone 1s from here. And another 3 from this dude.
Oh, good morning. Are you here as a customer?
As well as a crackpot. Say hello to our friend the floating turtle. Dog, whatever. Through here. We want to grab all of these lilies. Over this dude. Back down around this way. Alright, and then up here we get a bunch of runes, as well as the recipe for sleep pots from the Thiever's Cookbook. And yeah, a bunch of very unnecessary runes. You could probably get away with just the rune 4 and the rune 6. I don't know, I just
Is anybody there?
kind of by reflex pick up all the other runes too.
Servant to the true order and celebrated repudiator.
Grab this Grace. Grab this Sacred Tear. And our Wondrous Physic. Grab this Spiked Crack tier. It's our charge attack tier. Increases charge attack damage. And we're going to be using that for the entire run. And then head towards this structure right here. Stay crouched. Jog on through here. And then pick up our charge attack talisman, which we are also going to use for pretty much the entire run. Back on horseback, grab these lilies, and we are off.
Welcome.
From this guy, we buy. Hello. We buy our final smithing stone ones. And we're almost done with our first little arc through Limgrave. All that's left is making our way through this little fort. Fort Height. And because it's night, these guys will just not aggro to you, even if you get quite close to them. Case in point, you can get this close to them, and they'll stand up and look around and be all confused, but will not get aggro to you. Mighty shot that guy, mighty shot this guy. Crouch around behind here. Take care of this rat. As soon as this guy stands up, also kill him. And this guy, the Bloody Slash guy, won't aggro to you. Grab our Dectus half, and back to our nearest Grace. And that's Limgrave little mini section complete. And next up is some shenanigans in Caelid. This way. Up here. And yeah, up on the menu in Caelid is first we pick up Flame Grant Me Strength, then we pick up the Beast Repellent Torch, and then finally we pick up the second half of the Dectus Medallion, as well as the Radagon's Seal. Grab this Grace. Leap gracefully over this person. Zombie. drop down behind these guys and they don't know you're here. Onto this little rock. Little elevated rock, won't take any fall damage. Grab this grease. And most importantly, it is night. And so the Rain of Arrows archer that's up there will not spot you. Leap around this guy. And then to get through this section, I just crouch and walk into the wall. Don't run, just walk. And they don't get aggro to you. So grab that and back up to Rotview Balcony. And that's Flame Grant Me Strength, and then we're aiming for this shack up here to get the Beast Repellent Torch. I just stick to the left here to avoid any chance of the dogs aggroing. Grab this Grace. And for this section, I just take this path, weaving through these, and even the dogs are really close, they won't aggro to you. Say hello to this guy. Or try to.
How can I?
We need to sell our assets. Oops. But you also need to buy that Beast Repellent Torch. And then back over to Dragonbarrow West. Avoid these dragons. Go to the left here. And then, okay, we need to have our torch equipped. Again, so for this section, we go up here, smack this wall a couple of times, take out our torch, and crouch through this wooden structure. And because we smacked that wall, the enemies are moving towards it and do not know that you're there. And then, yeah, you can just run up and climb this ladder. Grab the other half of the Dectus Medallion. Through here. Over and down this hole. Pick up this rune. The rat won't care that you're there. Nor will these rats. I then crouch and wait until I can just simply fast travel out. I think that you draw aggro eventually from the dudes that summon or that spawn the like pale translucent blue knights that summon on top of the fort. But if you just crouch there for a little bit, you will lose their aggro. And we're done with Limgrave for now. Next up, Liurnia. Ooh. And we're in Liurnia. Okay, so what to do here? So we are going to pick up our weapon. We're going to start Raya's quest line. We're going to get some kukris, as well as the key to the academy. And we're also going to pick up all of our smithing stone 2s from various sources. So first off, we're gonna stop by this merchant up here, and we're gonna pick up our first 3 smithing stone 2s.
You're surprised, no matter. Why don't? Oh, don't. Oh.
And then for this section, we just stay left. We're avoiding, above all, spawning in that revenant that's gets spawned in some little shrine in these ruins. I'm also going to try to avoid these little summoners, casters rather. Their projectiles are very chill actually because they go slower than our mount, our steed, Torrent. But might as well just kind of steer clear of them. And then I kind of aim towards that island that has the demi-beast, demi-human on it. And then we're actually aiming for this little island. And we head just a little bit west of north towards the Blackguard, the little shack. And we want to make sure that we have this equipped, as well as this. And we're going to have a nice little conversation with our right honorable Blackguard. Just keep walking forward, hold down L2, and that is how you have a very honorable fight with Blackguard. Sorry, pal. Alright, so we have the Iron Ball here, as well as Raya's Necklace. And we are done for the rest of the run with the Flail. Never use it again. Grab this.
Please stop, brave Tarnished.
The most annoying of all NPCs, who somehow thinks that we're being aggressive towards her when we jump in her general vicinity. Very stupid. No. Oh my god. Okay.
Thank you.
We have the necklace.
I see you are very to study such. Please.
Cool. And back to Boil Prawn Shack. So that sends Raya to the Dectus lift. And we're gonna take our hand after we kill Bernal later on. Alright, so here we're gonna pick up a few Smithing Stone 2s. First up are these ones that are guarded by these lobsters. As long as you stay pretty far clear of these lobsters, you're safe. Then I usually wait for this lobster to turn back around, and then back this way, and we're free. And then I head kind of northwest-ish to our next little shrine with our next set of 3 Smithing Stone 2s. Grab these mushrooms, grab these Smithing Stone 2s, avoid aggroing the giant land squid because they can move surprisingly fast. Yeah, just pick up mushrooms whenever I see them. Not that they're ever gonna, like, not have enough mushrooms if you pick up just, like, a few. But, yeah, just might as well. Grab this Grace. Grab our key, grab these kukris, and fast travel out as fast as possible. And then for this guy, we just swing around these rocks, hit up this little shrine, use the dismount jump to get in, pick them up, get out, and back to Boil Prawn Shack. Ah, just got aggroed by the, wasn't quite fast enough to fast travel, but they just aggro very fast. Case in point. I can now fast travel out. That's why I do the... I get into the shrine, pick up the stones, and then jump back out, so that if the flower aggros, I can just wait out the attack of the glintstones. Yeah, so we picked up those lilies, as well as heading north towards the Academy Gate Town. Avoid all these guys. Here I just kind of swing left and then right. Jump over the little barrier. And you make it with plenty of time to avoid any of those little small glintstones that those enemies can throw at you. Through the seal. Through the seal. And then we're almost done with Liurnia. We head on to the left here so that we avoid all of these enemies. Head back down again so that this guy doesn't see us. Grab this sacred tear. And if you stay to the left over here, those giant trebuchets will not endeavor to hit you. Grab this rune arc right here. And head on through here. And that is that for Liurnia. We never set foot here again for the rest of the run. Up next, Altus. So, Raya's here because we started her quest line right there. And we're going to grab this Grace so that we can get to her later on, as well as get to Gillica, who's over there. Birds flying through here are pretty. Yeah, it's a pretty beautiful game, isn't it? Alright, and to avoid the ballista, which are on this giant ramp, we stay to the right. The ballista and the archers, I guess. And we head onto the ramp as soon as we get to... Basically, when we see this glow, this purple glow, the next entrance on the left we take. Just run through those guys, they can't do anything. Grab this Grace. Ooh, interesting. That's pretty rare that they get that close to you. But it was still fine, they didn't even try to take a swing at you. At me, rather. This way. Through here. And up here we are going to get our bell bearing for smithing stones 3 and 4. This way. Leap gracefully over here. Unsheath our 2. Grab the reposts. Make sure that guy isn't aggro to you. Grab our bell bearing. Through here. This way. And as soon as we can fast travel out, we do. Back to the outer wall phantom tree. Okay, and then here, to avoid the aggro of the gargoyle, I stick to the right. Move this way, and he's just gonna fly down and sail right past us without taking note of us. Very nice. Grab this rune. Through here. And yeah, we're officially done with having to pick up anything from... We're officially done with our setup split. Next up is DTS, for which we want to make sure we have our kukris as well as our uchi and our bow. Hop up. Make sure that... Oop. Aha. That was weird. That golem turned towards us briefly. It seems like he's now not aggroed. I was ready to jump back down if he was aggroed to us. Okay. So that is all of setup done. Next up is this section. Alright, so let's first mark that as complete. Then I'm gonna walk up to here, and as soon as the horse starts turning, we stop going forward, and then it's gonna start walking towards us, and we want to maintain this distance roughly. We want our bow equipped. And as soon as it passes that birch tree, we get on our horse, get on here, and I switch to mouse and keyboard for this section so I can aim a little bit better. Throw kukri around there. Throw another kukri very where that little vertical slit is in that rock. And then I aim pretty far left and pretty high up on that little outcropping there. And two-hand our Uchi. The key here is to hit him before he turns around. Perfect. Unsheath R2, unsheath R2, and unsheath R1. And then simply smack him off. And that's that. Very chill. DTS done pretty cleanly. And now we can head on over to the round table. And that's the first grace that we've sat at
If you had, it seems my worry
in 40 minutes or so.
But I can take gathering. Let my hand.
So next up, we are going to upgrade our weapon, kill Bernal, get Assassin's Gambit, and get Cragblade, and then we're ready to deal with patches. So, we actually don't need that ever. Let's use this. Okay, well, I usually use that a little bit later, but I'll just need to remember that I need to save 6.5k for Bernal. Okay, so buy 12 of those, 12 of these, 1 dagger, 1 rapier, 1 finger seal, and want to equip that. Hello?
You're new, no matter how you.
Upgrade our iron ball to plus 12. I guess, is it plus 11 and we can get it to plus 12? And then head over to the War Master's Shack. Sit down here. And we want to level up our faith to 15 and our strength up to 20. Then we're going to upgrade our flasks and reallocate them so that we have 3 and 3, let's say. Doesn't really matter. Memorize, claim grant me strength, mix our wondrous physic, put in the strength tier and the charge attack tier. Put Golden Vow on that. And that's it for now. Okay, so we are gonna equip that. We're going to put that on. Put that on. Oh. And we're going to make sure that we have our charge attack talisman there. Okay. So, Golden Vow. Flame grant me strength. Wondrous Physic. Two-hand this. Right behind this guy. Charge R2. Charge R2. Very easy thing. And then up to Altus to say hello to Raya.
I knew you. I hereby take my hand. Give me your.
I'm gonna take her hand. go talk to Tanith.
Brave. I am Tanith Rias, a warrior, perhaps. Will you join rise with us? And now you belong. The drawing room, but be sure.
Grab this key. All good. Back to the Lost Table of Lost Grace round table. And we are going to grab Assassin's Gambit from Bernal's Bellbearing. Over to Fort Gale North. Sit here. Throw Gambit on that rapier that we got. And wait until nightfall. We need crouching plus Gambit plus it to be night for this section to work for us. So once again, just running around these guys. Run past this guy. Make sure that the knight isn't aggro to you. The archer. Put on Assassin's Gambit. Two-hand our weapon. Goodbye, sir. Walk up this ladder. Gambit again. Crouch down. Gambit again. Might as well. Crouch, walk through here. Gambit. Once more. Wait for this lovely gentleman to walk past us. And up we go. And through this portal. And we've been to Altus already, so we don't need to worry about ballista or anything raining fire down on us on this bridge. We're gonna grab this Grace up here so that we can make our way to Radahn very easily in the future. But for now, we're not gonna rest here. Gambit. Gambit works on horseback, by the way, which is why we use it here, because there's a couple of archers up and behind me right now, like these guys. Two-hand our weapon. Take this approach so that he can't run away. Get Cragblade, and then back to Gatefront. Gonna sit here and just put on Cragblade while I don't forget. And Heavy Affinity. Grab this Grace for later. Get on our horse. And then just a walk off to the right here. Never quite sure why you take fall damage sometimes there and sometimes you don't. Okay, once you pass this little tree thing, get off. You can see that because I can't get on Torrent, we know that Nereus, or Nerejuice, I don't know how they're called, is summoned. And then we immediately start running away, and now we have sent Nergis back to their world. And I think we have everything we need. Cool, yeah. So, Assassin's Gambit. Stick to the right. And through here. Trigger Patches, Golden Vow, Cragblade, Drink, Flame Grant Me Strength, Wondrous Physic, two-hand our weapon, and we're ready. And now we're just waiting for this attack. Charged R2, charged R2, and that's that. This effect or whatever the attack that he just did, it doesn't count as a hit because it's a debuff and it doesn't injure, hurt, or stagger you or anything. Okay, so from there we want to use this rune and we want to offer Patches Bellbearing and buy this shackle, and that's that. Over to Stormhill Shack. Oh, and I should probably progress these splits. Put on Assassin's Gambit. And we're gonna steer well clear. Give a wide berth to those little soldier guys. And go here. And even, you saw how close I got to that guy? Does not care. Okay. We don't need that anymore. We don't need that anymore. We do need that. And I think that's everything we need. Okay. So, Golden Vow. Cragblade. Drink. Flame Grant Me Strength. Drink. Switch to Market's Shackle. Two-hand our weapon. Go forward. Shackle. Charge R2. Charge R2. Charge R2. Take the riposte. And that's that. Goodbye, Mr. Margit. And I'm gonna throw that on while I'm thinking about it.
Tarnished, smouldering with thy meager flame. Cower in fear of the night. The hands of the fell omen shall brook thee. It's tightly hooked. The guards you'll breach them.
I'll use the main gate. Okay, and I'm gonna rest here, and I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Alright, let's get going again. And I guess I can progress those splits. Okay. Because I had to wait a little bit, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Or, wait, what? Because I had to go to the bathroom, I'm going to wait a little bit to go to the Nightfall. To make sure that we have enough time to do all this. Okay. We don't need this anymore. And we do want this. Okay. Crouch, or I guess Assassin's Gambit, crouch, and then we can run through. Stick to the right here. And then when we get to the end of this little plant, reapply Assassin's Gambit, and then crouch through this section. Again, stay to the right, and then we're done. Stay well clear of this lion. Grab this grace. Okay, and we want to make sure that we have the kukris active and equipped, and then cool, yeah. Assassin's Gambit, and then this part is a little tricky. So, I mean, not right here, but it's very soon is a tricky part. Let's grab this lily, run behind these guys, reapply Gambit. Okay, and then crouch, go up to this little tree, Gambit, switch to bow, switch to mouse and keyboard, kukri there, kukri there, and then run this way, duck here, listen for that sound, switch to our ball, reapply Assassin's Gambit, crouch, and we are good. So it's not like it's, you know, crazy hard, but it can be a little bit tricky for sure. And I forgot to upgrade or to level up, so I'll have to do that at the next grace. Somebody was briefly aggroed to me there. That was kind of weird. I guess I will just upgrade here. Or level up here. Very nice. And we are done with kukris for the rest of the run, I think. We don't need that anymore. Assassin's Gambit. Stick to the wall here. Jump through these crates. Jump through these crates. Stick to the wall. Stick to the wall. And the pots won't know what hit them. Okay. And we don't need this. That's pretty much everything. Okay. Cool. So, over here. Golden Vow. Backblade. Drink. Through here. Flame Gampy Strength, Wondrous Physic. Two-hand our weapon. Charge R2. Free aim towards this left knee. And very clean.
Lord of all that is
That's Godric.
one day
And yeah, it's a pretty chill fight.
to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Except for his fucking dialogue, which takes forever. He's literally disappeared. Okay. Back to here while I remember it. And we are going to pick up Roger's rapier from
Pleased to meet
Roger.
you. My name's Roger. But now I had a little miss, as you might guess.
Hello.
I'm privy to it. Would you care to learn? Time can move. A little conversation.
Okay, we defeated Godric, and there you go. And off to Limgrave Tower Bridge. We want this again. Assassin's Gambit. And then stick to the right. This golem gets up, but does not see us. This golem gets up and does see us. As does this archer. That doesn't really matter. We're gonna reapply, get down here, crouch. And as soon as he shoots, we're gonna run past him. This looks a little scary because he's doing this. Basically aiming an arrow directly at us, but he can't turn quite fast enough for it to actually make a difference. There you go. And we're gonna activate Godric's Great Root up here. While we're here, I'm gonna use that as well as both of these guys. Why not? A huge extra 400 runes. Oh wait, I used one of them. Alright, and we're gonna grab Godric's Great Rune from here. And next up is Gillica and then Radahn in pretty short succession. Sweet, up to Altus Plateau. Rest here. We're gonna level up our strength. We're going to throw on Godric's Great Rune. And we're going to use our Rune Arc. Okay, we don't need this anymore. And we're off. Through here. Golden Vow, Crack Blade. Flame Gaming Strength. Drink. Two hand. And we're gonna aim for our left, her right knee. Charge R2, walk forward a little bit. Charge R2, charge R2. Very easy. That's Gillica. There's our Ritual Sword Talisman. And we're off to Radahn now. It was definitely one of the scarier bosses, along with Goldfrey for me, personally. Well, Goldfrey shouldn't be scary, but for some reason I end up losing... I've lost a good number of runs to him, which is kind of wild. Let's grab this Grace, and we're gonna level up 1 level. Wait, 2 levels? Wonder why. Usually I can only level up once there. Must have not quite hit a threshold somewhere. We're gonna switch that to the Ritual Sword Talisman. And that looks like all we need. Cool.
The stars have aligned. The festival. Are you good? The festival.
Okay, we've started the festival. We're gonna not fall off the edge. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down and fight Mr. Radahn. I do semi-regularly have to reset this fight, which is why why I both get the Grace in the castle, and also I'm gonna send this elevator back up. There you go. Okay, we want Golden Vow ready. Okay, and as soon as we spawn in, we're going to be spamming to get onto our horse, and then spam running back as fast as possible. Dismount, and he will no longer be doing his arrow attacks. So, Golden Vow, Cragblade, Flame grant me strength, drink, two-hand our weapon. Okay, pretty clean. Not quite skipping phase 2, but no worries. Should be able to kill him immediately on this jump attack. Okay, well we missed the jump attack, we whiffed it, but totally fine. All according to plan. What's going on? Okay. Alright, not exactly clean, but not horrible either. Yeah, that was kind of the worst opening. Pretty much every other opening you have a scripted... Well, there's basically 3 openings that Radahn can do. He does his kind of long charge run-up, and that is the best opening. Then he has the big slam, which is a second best opening, and then that opening, which is just like a normal attack, and is definitely the worst opening. But we got a pretty good second attack after that opening that allowed us to do 2 charged R2s very quickly. Ooh, I do not want those. I want a bunch of strength. Back to the round table. And we want to talk to these, or this old lady.
Only fine. You have it now to become the fingers.
Sweet. We have our 3rd talisman pouch, and we're back up to the capital. Alright, so let's make sure we have everything we need. We have our rapier here, we have our sword seal, and we're good to go. Let's throw on Gambit, which I actually think is totally useless in this section. I feel as if these guys just see you no matter what. Yeah, case in point. Grab this rune. Go this way. Jump through here. We jump again. And again. Reapply Gambit. Run through here. Ah, you idiot. Oops. Forgot to jump there. Now we've triggered these guys. Mildly annoying. Oh my god. Jumping through all of this. Let's reapply Assassin's Gambit. Okay, so we're aiming for that. And we've done that jump. Cool. And we're aggroed from some enemy, which I think is probably the, what's it called? The little zombies that we've just aggroed. Just kind of wild they maintain that aggro for so long. Climb up this ladder, immediately apply Gambit, and then stick to the right here. Stick to the right through this archway, most importantly, as that guy's gonna attack you, or take a swing at you from a scripted aggro. Reapply Gambit. Gonna reapply Gambit right by this guy. And then to avoid this guy seeing you, I just run this way. And running this way. And then hightail it behind these guys, in between these guys. And we're good. Cool. Okay, drink to make sure that we're at full health. Golden Vow. Cragblade. Drink blue. Flame grant me strength. Flask of Wondrous Physic. And then a straight up fight. This is so annoying. This is so ridiculous. Why did I do that?